with deep mother wounds are very dangerous. They hate their mothers and they don't even know it.
All right, you guys, let's talk about something that these men will never admit to, which is why they struggle to actually love women properly. Most of them are dealing with mother wounds. And no, this is not an attack to mothers. This is just something we have to talk about because these men deal with serious unhealed childhood trauma that turns into toxic adult relationship. And most of them do not want to admit or even work on it. So I have this interesting video to share with you all. This man is talking about how men that have or grew up with childhood trauma or mother wounds, they end up treating women terribly. And a lot of people actually agree with that. I'd like to know your thoughts about this video down in the comment section while we watch these videos together. Then I'll share my thoughts at the end of the videos.
These deep mother wounds are very dangerous. They hate their mothers and they don't even know it. And then on top of that, they go out into the world and they seek women who have high empathy, who are good parents, who are very mothering, very nurturing. And then they break them down and punish them like they want to their mother. Mother wounds in males also have a lot to do with the man's sexuality. You can ask a lot of other people who speak about dominant men. Almost all of them say these men have deep mother wounds and you can't fix it. You cannot fix what you did not raise. You cannot fix them. You can't love them like their mother should have. You can't do right by them like their mother should have. You can't protect them like their mother should have. You literally cannot. Statistically speaking, these are very dangerous people. You can't recreate who their mother was. Their mother should have done that. And since she did not, she created a monster. And this monster is going to break you down to nothing because he's going to punish you like he wants to punish his mother.
A man who has a mother wound will not be able to emotionally provide for his woman because subconsciously he is expecting her to mother him. The little boy in him who didn't receive the warm nurturing from his mother or protection from an oppressive father has deeply unmet needs and anger and is really looking for that to be soothed by his woman and his family. That's why he wants things his way but can't understand your point of view. Add on top the father wound, which is born from the patriarchy that says men should be dominant and shut down their emotions. He now thinks his only job is to bring in money and has lost touch with the emotions within him. So when his woman or family claim that their emotional needs are unmet, he perceives that as a threat and gets defensive or claims I've done so much for you physically or unleashes the anger of his suppressed inner child. He often plays the victim because that's how the little boy inside him feels, and until he heals that, he will not be able to provide emotional nurturing to those around him. He will remain defensive.
A mother wound. If a man has a mother wound, that mother wound will often show up in your relationship and is very difficult to address because the problems have more to do with an unresolved relationship, an unresolved wound with his mother. Yeah. But he will project it onto you as if you're the problem. And that's why so much strife can go on in a relationship. Sometimes he cannot break away because it's been going on for years. And there's so much loyalty to toxicity. And the mother has placed this emphasis on him with so many demands for her own personal gain because she's dealing with neglect and abandonment and maybe looking for a father or a nurturing parent in their life. And you're trying to figure this out. Why is it conflict? You sit back long enough, you'll see it. He will start to say it. Most of the time, it will never come out and say, my issue is with my mom, because he's already been coerced to say, mom is not the problem. Very likely, it will come out in displacement and projection upon the partner in the relationship. And the reason why they lie, because you have to understand they have been taught to believe that this relationship is not toxic because I'm your mother. I never want any harm for you. I want the best for you. But they fail to look at the parents' characteristics and behaviors because the unhealed parent has already projected onto them, I'm your mother and you should never do this to me.
I just watched an amazing TikTok on the mother wound in men and how this can drive them to destroy women who are not like their mothers. Okay. I've reposted it. If you want to check my repost, it's right there. But I would like to expand on that thought with a few of my own. Okay. Men with mother wounds, unhealed men with mother wounds, will seek out women who are the antithesis to their mother, women who can heal them in the ways that their mother hurt them,
Yeah.
and they will destroy that woman. This unhealed man will then go on and settle down and end up with the woman who is exactly like his mother and hurts him in all the ways his mother made him hurt. An unhealed woman with father wounds will seek out the man who is exactly like her father, who hurts her in the ways her father hurt her, period. 9 times out of 10, that one that she seeks out is the masculine with mother wounds, okay? And he destroys her. If the woman cannot heal her father wounds, she will not even be able to see or appreciate the men who are the antithesis to the father that will heal her in the ways that he hurt her, right? She won't be able to see that. This is why we need to heal our wounds at their core and stop worrying about our attachments to people. Our attachments to others in our lives right now are often symptoms of a much deeper wound.
Men with deep mother wounds are very dangerous. They hate their mothers and they don't even know it. And then on top of that, they grow out into the world and they seek women who have high empathy, who are good parents, who are very mothering, very nurturing. And then they break them down and punish them like they want to their mother.
A man who hates his mother cannot love you well. I'm not talking about a man who's doing the work to heal from the wounds of his childhood and trying to make peace with it. Not those men. I'm talking about men who are very comfortable in their hate of their mother. I have so many mixed emotions when I see a video like this because while I agree with what he's saying, that a man who feels wounded by his mother will inflict that harm onto other women. He will be a dangerous man for a nurturing or empathetic woman because he will want her to play the role that he feels he didn't get from his mother. Where I disagree is calling it a mother wound. Because many times, of course, not always, but when you look at the statistics of why it seems like the wound is inflicted by the mother, it is because the mother is in survival mode and trying to do a job that she never should have had to do alone. How can a mother who has 2 arms and a leg tied behind her back because she's having to work multiple jobs, she's surviving the trauma of being abandoned or discarded by the father, and has multiple children to raise while she's experiencing her own trauma, how is she held to an impossible standard to be nurturing, to be loving, to be caring, to be kind, to be everything that this child needs because there is another parent who has abandoned their post? Now, let me say this as a mother who's raising young men, that the amount of gymnastics I have had to do to create a safe, loving, nurturing environment where my children's physical, emotional, psychological, spiritual needs were met came at a great expense to myself at a time when I needed to be able to just heal. So why do we blame the mother instead of blaming a society that doesn't come alongside women who are abandoned with their children and doesn't come to meet the needs of those women and children? Why do we blame women who have been stabbed in the back for bleeding onto their children? The incredible, insane expectations that mothers live under, that women live under in this society is crazy. And we need more context and nuance to the conversation other than just blaming women.
So, men that grew up with mother wounds are the ones that have mothers that were emotionally unavailable. they don't have their time. They were very harsh, they were very strict. In fact, some of them actually depend on them emotionally, and some of them actually were telling them, "You're a man." They didn't allow them to be a boy, to grow up with emotions, with feelings. You know, when a small boy is playing or doing something, like, "Why are you doing that? You're supposed to be a man. You're supposed to be a man." You're talking to a 10-year-old and you're telling me you should be a man. So all those kind of thing. When these men grow up, or when these boys grow up to be in adult relationship, it affects them because now they do not like the way their mother treated them, and yeah, what their mom did to them where they were little has actually caused a lot of damage, and this affects their relationship when they grow up. So what they do is they kind of look for the women that will treat them exactly how they wanted their mother to treat them. And then instead of them to appreciate that treatment, they will hate you for it, they will resent you for it. So now they are attracted to the women that are loving, caring, and all of that. But then they will not appreciate you, but they'll treat you terribly. I get what the last creator was saying, that a lot of pressure are put to women, especially the ones that the baby daddies left them to raise those children by themselves, raise the boys by themselves. Is very difficult. Imagine working, doing everything, doing everything. You can't do everything. It's not possible. So most of these men will grow up with mother wounds, and it's not the mother's fault most of the time. It is patriarchy, it is the society, it is the fathers that were not available and, put a lot of pressure on the mothers. And this is different from the mothers that call themselves boy moms. I feel like the childhood trauma of boy mom is different from mother ones. Yeah. It is not a woman's job to raise grown men. If you did not get the kind of love that you needed as a child, I don't think it is right for you to take it out on the women that are loving you now. The best thing is for these men to go to therapy, unlearn, heal, and stop thinking that probably women are going to be their rehab or something, because most of them are not ready to work on themselves. They're going to resent you, hate you, terrible things to women, and don't even love them properly and blame you for their mother's mistake. So if you didn't get the kind of love that you needed as a child, man, you need to go to therapy. You need to do a lot of things, work on yourself, and don't just jump into relationship like that, because it's going to affect your relationship because of the things that you did not get while you were growing up. You guys, what is your take on this video? Kindly share your thoughts down in the comment section, respectfully. As always, Chica Maria Davis, and thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like and share and subscribe. And I'll see you in my next one, guys. Bye.